that I needed some help. I was spending like 1 to 2K. I needed somebody to train me. I'm a few pounds heavier than I usually am, so they're gonna turn me away. Eat less and move more. That is it. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Wande. I am a well-being and lifestyle enthusiast based in London, UK. On this channel, we explore ways us women can elevate our appearance, wellness and way of living. This should basically help us to live healthier, happier and more productive lives. So now we've got that out of the way, today's video I'm going to be talking about how I lost over 40 kg in weight. Yes, 40 kg. So I briefly talked about it in my last video, but I essentially I doubled in size basically, and this was because I had a goal, I had a financial goal. I took on lots of work, which basically meant that I was working from like 6 in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, 5 days a week for 9 months. And when you're working that much, something has to give. And for me, that was my weight, that was my healthy lifestyle, that was working out. It all went out the window. And it went out the window because it was something that I knew that I was like, oh, it's fine. And I can lose weight. But oh, girl, doubling in size was a different kettle of fish. Although I had the mindset to lose weight, I'm gonna be honest, at the very beginning, I wanted to do it in the laziest way possible. So I'm gonna be honest, I was doing weight loss injections, lymphatic drainage, wood therapy, cavitation, radio frequency, and cold therapy. Like, I tried it all. And I was spending a stupid amount of money. This was like, I was spending like 1 to 2K. And I had to sit down with myself and be like, one day it's actually cheaper for you to get a personal trainer. Like, why are you not committing to the process? I just wanted to magic myself slim. And so I'll be honest, in the beginning, my mindset was not there at all. I didn't realize the level of work that I needed to do to lose all of this weight, because girl, your girl was heavy. Woo! Ciao. I was heavy. Anyways, as I said, spending a stupid amount of money, and then I was just like, this is unsustainable and ridiculous, and you should just get into the gym. And I remember speaking to my friend Catherine, shout out Catherine, and she was just like, what are you doing? This is absolute nonsense. Like, get your ass in the gym. And I was just like, it's true. Like, let me stop this nonsense. This is what you do at the end when you've got like your last stone left, and maybe some jiggly bits there that are just being stubborn, but not at the beginning of the journey where they come on, get it together. So the injections and everything, they did work, but I just know that I would have seen a lot more weight loss if I'd actually just done the conventional thing of going to the gym. Now, a couple of things that I realized is that losing weight in the past was much simpler because I had a lot less weight to lose. And yeah, I mean, it was just easier. My metabolism was a lot faster. It was just, I didn't have a lot to lose basically. So this time around, it was just difficult. And I think what I didn't realize is that, like, I have terrible body dysmorphia, and I'm gonna be honest here. Like, I think when I looked in the mirror when I was slim, I never saw a slim girl. Like, I remember going to this club and I saw them turn away a girl who was plus size, and I just remember thinking, oh my god, like, this is going to be really embarrassing. I'm a few pounds heavier than I usually am, so they're going to turn me away as well, or they're going to turn me and my friends away, and it's going to be all my fault, and it's going to be super embarrassing. And yeah, I just always saw myself as bigger. Like, I was looking back at like a thumbnail a video that I created, and I saw the thumbnail of me losing weight, and I looked at the before and after. You guys must have thought I was on crack, because what before and after was there? It was like the same thing. Oh my days, it was so crazy. It was actually so wild. I got my head in the game, I got my mindset right. Well, I wouldn't even say it was right. I would just say I got my head screwed on, and I was a bit like, yes, right. One day we're ready to work. We need to go to the gym. You need to be in the gym as often as you possibly can. And yeah. So after I had this mindset shift, the simplistic way to look or to approach losing weight was eat less and move more. That is it. There's nothing more, there's nothing less. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Move more, eat less. It's that simple. Another thing that I realized is that I learned about something called NEAT, N-E-A-T. And NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And while that does sound complicated, it's very simple. It refers to daily activities being used that is not exercise. So this could be as simple as tidying your home. It could be taking your dog for a walk, maybe gardening. So for me to be able to lose weight, I hated going to the gym. I just didn't enjoy it. I enjoy going to the gym with another person because it allows me to be accountable. It allows me to kind of push myself, push the other person. I just enjoy working out with a person. So if you guys remember back in, like, if you follow me on Instagram, back in 2019, I had a personal trainer for the whole year, and her name was Lift with Ella, and I loved her, but she moved and yeah, didn't work out anymore. So I was like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna get myself in the gym if I don't like going to the gym by myself? And also, I'm not a personal trainer. I had no idea what I was doing in the gym. I didn't like going by myself because, I don't know, I was just conscious of not doing things properly, not doing things right. There's no one really there to correct me. And the times that I did go to the gym when I didn't know anything else or what else to do, I always had like the PTs correcting my form, correcting the weight that I should use. It was just like obvious that I needed some help. I needed someone to assist me. I needed somebody to train me, what have you. I just needed it. So I realized going to the gym alone wasn't for me. So then what I started to do was make friends in the gym and work out with people that knew what they were doing. But everyone's schedule was kind of all over the place, different times. I even started working out with like a couple of guys, because guys just know what they're doing. And again, it was just timings didn't work. They wanted to work out in the afternoon. I want to work out at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. It was just, it was just not working. Then I started playing tennis, which was a lot of fun, but tennis was something that I only did in the summer. So again, tennis just, I couldn't be consistent because I only played tennis when the weather was good. If it rained, I wasn't playing tennis that weekend. And then also I was only doing it once a week, and then again, it was weather dependent. So again, I just knew that this couldn't be my thing to do. Like, this wasn't gonna be the thing that I do to lose weight, but it's still a fun activity. I tried Pilates and I absolutely loved it. I loved Pilates, but Pilates is not the thing that is gonna get you to lose weight. It's not, but it's fun, but you're not gonna lose weight from Pilates alone. And also those classes, they're expensive. If you go to a class, it's like £25 a class. I mean, I feel like you need to be going at least 3 to 4 times a week. That's already £75 to £100. Times that by a month, that's £400. Wasn't worth it, for me anyway. And on top of that, I wasn't even going to classes. I was doing one-on-one sessions. So they were like £75. And I was doing that like once a week. And ideally, you should be doing it more. And yeah, it just wasn't the thing that I needed to do. But again, I loved it, and I had a lot of fun doing it and still enjoy doing it. So that was Pilates. So then I tried pole dancing, and pole dancing is something that I've always wanted to try. And listen, that is a skill. I do not know how to do that thing. I didn't trust my body. And pole dancing, you really have to trust your body, which is interesting because when I did Pilates you have to trust your body. But Pilates, I feel like you have to trust your lower half to stabilize yourself. And where I'm thicker on the lower half, I found it a lot easier to trust my body in that sense. I mean, it was still difficult, but it was still... I trusted my lower half. Pole dancing, you have to trust your upper body. Now, this upper body was not going to carry my lower half. Like, no matter how much I tried, I just didn't trust it. I didn't trust I could carry myself. It was hard. And I think once I've gained a lot more strength, I do want to revisit pole dancing. But as for now, girl, we're gonna give it a miss. And then someone recommended CrossFit, and oh my god, CrossFit was the thing that I needed. I wish I found CrossFit like 10 years ago, because CrossFit is a combination of strength training, weight training, Olympics, and I guess some sort of cardio, but it's a combination of different types of workouts, and I just love CrossFit. I started CrossFit in March 2023, so it's coming up to a year that I've been doing it, and I absolutely love it. What I love about CrossFit is I don't have to think about the movements, I don't have to think about what I need to be doing. There's always someone there to come around and correct me, correct my form, which I absolutely loved. And then also, it took my mind away from the process of losing weight. And that is what has been able to sustain me in continuing to go, because now my focus is about, can I increase the weight? Can I do more? Can I beat my time from the last time I did a similar workout? And that was the focus. And I think when that's the focus, like, I'm not necessarily looking in my mirror to see if I've lost weight. I'm not weighing myself to see if I've lost weight. Well, not as much anyway, because I was still weighing myself. But you know, the focus changed. It was about doing the workout. And I think for me, that shift really helped me to do something that was sustainable. The times worked for me. There's a class at 6:30 in the morning. I have no idea what the workout is going to be until I'm there. So I can't back out. I can't like freak out or like talk myself out of it. It's just about waking up, putting my gym stuff on and getting to CrossFit box and then doing the workout, and by 7:30 I'm done. And I just loved it. And the trainers, they were just, the one I go to anyway, they're amazing. I love the trainer there. Like, she's really cool and I really like her. But yeah, that's besides the point. But yeah, so CrossFit is the thing that I've been doing to lose weight. And yes, I still, you know, did the Pilates and played tennis and increased like my activity, and it really massively helped. And for me, what I know now is that I'm still looking for ways to do something that's an activity, that's a workout, but that's also fun. As I said, going to the gym isn't fun, but playing tennis is. So yeah, what else can I do that is like losing weight? What else can I do that helps me to keep my body moving? Just last week alone, I went to a stretch class, and oh my God, woo! I've never been to a stretch class before, and that class was hard. Like, I do want to keep up the stretch classes. I think it will be a good thing to keep up for like the end of each week. But yeah, it was hard. Although I was doing more CrossFit and stretch classes and Pilates and all of these different things, the main thing that I knew that I had to do was also increase my cardio activity. And two things. In the summer, I went walking. I have a friend that lives close by who loves walking. She will do like 4-hour walks on the weekend. She loves walking. So I used to like tag along with her and go for like hours or 2-hour walks with her, which was great. Great way to get extra steps in, finding like beautiful areas to walk and experience nature. Like I got to like appreciate the trees and appreciate freshly cut grass, and talking to people who were on these like walking paths and like hearing about their lives and their journeys. And yeah, it was just cool, and I really enjoyed it. So walking really helps massively. But in the winter, I had to find a way to keep the walking up. Like, how am I still going to get my 10,000 steps a day in but not walk outside? So I got a treadmill. It's like a really foldable, portable treadmill. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. And after I go to CrossFit, and when I come home, I'll do like an hour on the treadmill, and it's just been great. And I can catch up with a friend, I can listen to a podcast, I can write well, not always, but I'll make a mental note of things that I need to do. I can think. Sometimes like I'll pray, I'll listen to like a church service. Like there's so many things that you could do, and I just love being in my own home doing it, especially when it's January and everyone's New Year's resolution is to go to the gym, and then there's no space for you to even do your simple workout that you've been doing. So for me, not having to go to the gym in January has been super helpful for me. Now, I don't know if this is a thing, but I can't eat and then work out. I get stitches, it doesn't work for me. And then throughout the day, I am someone who, like everyone, my energy decreases throughout the day. So all you people that work out in the evening, you lot are a special breed. I don't know how to do it because my energy is kaput by that point. So the best time for me to work out is first thing in the morning, before I can talk myself out of it, before I can procrastinate. It's the best way to start my day. So, but find out what works for you, and then it's easier that way. And because I work out so early in the morning, I found that doing fasted workouts really worked for me, and that's just essentially just working out with no food in your system. Another thing that has contributed towards losing weight is getting enough sleep. And in the beginning, I don't think I slept the best when I was at the larger size, so I really had to force myself to sleep. My brain would be like ticking when I'd go to bed, and I'd be up and alert, and it was just not helpful. So I felt like I needed like a wind down routine, and one of the things that really helped was making golden milk tea, and that just helps to kind of calm me down and put me into a state of sleep and to get ready for bed. So that's something that was really helpful for me. And also I find like just when you're sleeping, that's when your body recovers the most, and my body just needed the sleep, and as yours will too, basically. Another thing that was super helpful was intermittent fasting. So I usually eat between a window of 12 and 6/8 depending on my day and how hungry I am, and that's another thing that has helped. So again, find what works for you. Maybe you might just try intermittent fasting for a couple of hours and then build yourself up, but essentially find what works for you. Food. Now, we all know that food is the biggest thing that either helps you to lose or gain weight. And I'll be honest, at the moment I don't calorie count because I have a lot of experience of doing that in the past. I used to weigh everything that I would eat. I used to document everything in MyFitnessPal. I used to make sure that I was eating certain foods. I've done so many different diets, and I think the thing that I've realized that is the most sustainable is not doing a diet. And what I mean by diet, I mean something that's like, oh, eat like this for 5 days or eat like this for a month. It's, yes, you lose the weight, but you don't lose the weight long term. So you might lose a stone in a month, but then gain 2 stones in the following month, and that's not really helpful. And then also as well, like for me, there's no point restricting your lifestyle to the point that when you want to do things with like friends or family, you can't do anything, you can't eat anything. So for example, I'm vegan, and that alone is difficult. But I remember I went through a phase where I was doing vegan keto, and I just felt like I couldn't go out anywhere, which meant that I didn't like going out with friends when we would go out to eat or do something that involved eating, because I was just like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to eat anything at all whatsoever. And I just think long term that's not sustainable. When I'm going out to meet friends or family, I don't want to be thinking about how restrictive it is going to be for me, or if I'm going on holiday, how restrictive it is going to be for me. So yeah, that's just something that I've found to be helpful, because it's all about what can you do long term, not what you're going to do in a month, not how many exercises you're going to do this month or how much you're going to eat or not going to eat this month. It's about what are you doing long term. But if you are starting out, I do think calorie counting does help, because it helps with like portion control. I'm someone who has come from, you know, having issues with portion control, and there are like these rings, I'll see if I can find them and link them down below, where you basically, they're called like portion rings, and essentially you put the food that you're eating inside of a ring, and that's how much food you should eat. And the more you do it, the more it helps you to eat at that particular portion size, if you're someone who can't be bothered to like weigh your food. I did use them in the past, they were very helpful, but I think the combination of weighing food and using portion control rings just really help for me to, like understand the food that I should be eating and how much I should be eating, and that's a great place to start. But as I said, I have done that in the past, so I know what I should be eating and I know the portion sizes that I should be eating. And you know, not every day is going to be the same. Some days you might be a bit more hungrier, some days you might be some days you might be less hungry. So again, it's just about like listening to your body. So to give you an idea of like what I eat, I'll have like a protein shake around 12 o'clock-ish, or I'll have like some porridge. That's something that I would eat, and then I'll put like chia seeds and flax seeds and all the seeds into my food just to help me be fuller for longer. For lunch, to be honest, how I approach lunch is not necessarily a set meal. Some days, as I said, I'm hungrier, some days I'm not. So sometimes I can skip lunch, sometimes it could just be a healthy snack like some nuts or like a piece of dark chocolate. It all depends on like how I'm feeling. But I always approach it in the sense of making sure there's a carb on my plate, a piece of protein, some sort of veg and a little bit of fat. And yeah, my lunch isn't like aesthetically pleasing by any stretch of the imagination, because that's how I approach it. So it could be like tofu or seitan with sweet potato and some olives and cucumber and green peppers. Like it will be random things together, but I know why I'm eating the food. So yeah, that's how I approach it. And then for dinner, it's a soup. I'm very easy. It's some combination of vegetables and protein. I don't really like to eat carbs in the evening, but again, if I've worked out in the evening, which is very rarely, or if I'm a bit hungrier than usual, then I would eat a carb in the evening. But I try to keep the carbs for breakfast and lunch, and again, I just find that works for me. You're gonna hear me say that a lot because yeah, it's just been a journey of what works for one day, and I'm doing exactly that. And then as for snacks, it's just dark chocolate, nuts, lentil crisps, the healthy stuff, you know. And yeah, just even if you're gonna eat stuff that's like not healthy, just don't eat too much of it. Like, there's some chocolate bars that are that I really enjoy, but I just limit how much I eat them, so I don't feel like, oh no, Wanda, you can't eat that. It's like, no, I can eat it, but just don't eat 25 packets of chocolate in one sitting. Like, that's just unnecessary, because you're gonna have to work so hard working it off, so there's no point. And just find, when you're eating foods that are filling, I find I comfort eat less. Yeah, I think when you're eating foods that are nutrient dense, I think for me it means that I don't gravitate towards junk food in any way. Yeah. In terms of drinks, I mainly drink water. I know it sounds really boring, but I drink mainly water. If I do fancy a juice, it would either be something I've made in my juicer. I use the Namawell juicer, which is a life-changing product. I love my juicer so much. So yeah, I juice, or if I don't juice, then I would buy maybe an orange juice, and it's got to be 100% orange juice, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less, no preservatives, not from concentrate. And yeah, I just drink that. I don't drink fizzies, but then occasionally I do. If I'm out on the weekend, or if I just fancy it, I'll have it, but it's not an everyday occurrence. It's not a every week thing at all. So yeah, in the winter I do drink lots of herbal tea. So yeah, I'll have green tea, cat's claw tea, like any sort of herbs I have, which is helpful, keeps me warm, and I get the added benefits of the herbs. So yeah. Now, sugar and alcohol, those are the things that I think that are so detrimental to losing weight. Luckily, I'm not addicted to sugar. I don't know if I can say if I have been addicted to sugar. I don't think I have been. But I went on like a sugar search, and I used to eat white sugar. I was one of those people that couldn't have tea without sugar. And then when I moved on to herbal teas, I couldn't have herbal teas without a sugar. So then I tried to do away with sugar. That didn't work. And then I started using brown sugar, and I did research into brown sugar, and I didn't really like what I read about white sugar. I didn't like what I read about brown sugar. So I found coconut sugar. I really liked coconut sugar. It doesn't spike your blood as much, so that's really, really nice. I tried stevia. I don't think I'm a fan of it. There's erythritol. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's erythritol. I'll put the name somewhere because I don't know what it's called. It's a sugar that has 0 calories, but it does have an aftertaste that's a bit different. So I think my transition of sugars was white sugar, brown sugar, coconut sugar, stevia, and then I landed on erythritol. I can't remember what it's called. And then now I just don't do no sugar at all. I don't need it, I don't crave it, apart from the time of the month. But yeah, I don't really crave sugar or sweets or chocolate unless it's the time of the month. So yeah, and I possibly think that's down to being vegan and eating more nutrient dense foods. But again, I didn't get here in a day. This is like years of training myself to not eat the way society forces you to eat, if that makes sense. Alcohol. I'm not really a big alcohol drinker, if I'm being completely honest. I tend to say that I don't drink, but I do. But it will be very limited. Maybe a couple of times a year I drink. I've never really been a big drinker. But what I did find is occasionally if I had like a rough day, I'd have like a glass of wine. And then when I found that I wanted to kick that habit, I used to just pour juice in a wine glass and drink that, and it just helped me almost feel like it was doing what wine does, because it was in the evening and it was in a wine glass and it was sitting in front of my TV. And yeah, now I don't even do that anymore, but that was something that I did. But try and reduce your alcohol as much as possible, or just be happy with the progress being even slower, I would say. Yeah, because alcohol it slows you down. It does, it really does. There's non-alcoholic drinks out there. If that interests you, maybe you could look into them and research them. Not necessarily my thing, because I do allow myself to drink alcohol, just not often. Working out on your period. Now, I know it's really tough. You usually want to take a break. In the beginning, when it came to that week, I needed like a week off, and then I needed like a week to recover from the week of period. So it just felt like 2 weeks out of the month were good weeks, and then 2 weeks weren't, until I discovered a product called Hera, and it's by a company called Herbebox, and I love their teas. It's basically herbal paracetamol. That's how I would describe it. It literally eradicates period pains, but in a more healthy and herbal way. You drink the tea and period pains are gone. Yeah, I just love their product. I'll link it down below. It's usually like sold out but I'll link it down below nonetheless. It's really, really good. It's a healthier way to deal with period pains and cramps and what have you, and that has really helped like my working out life, because now I don't have 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. I have 4 weeks on and no time off, because I don't need it. So yeah, that's something that's super useful and super helpful. How often should you exercise? I think you just need to listen to your body. For some people it's 3 times a week, for others it's 6 times a week. My body is a princess, I like to say, and she likes 3 times a week. Sometimes she can do more, but more often than not she likes 3 times a week, and I do 3 times a week. Simple as that. Loose skin and stretch marks. I have lost weight gradually. It's taken me 2 years and counting to lose the weight, so because I didn't do it rapidly, I haven't got any loose skin. And also building muscle, so lifting weights, helps to not get loose skin. The people that from my research, the people that get loose skin are people who lose weight dramatically or drastically or rapidly, and people who aren't lifting weights. That's again from my research, but I think that as long as you're lifting weights, I think you're good, and as long as it's gradual, I don't think you'll get loose skin. But again, everyone's different. You might get loose skin. I think just do your own research, basically. Final thoughts on losing weight. I would say do what works for you. Take the time to find what works for you, because it's easier to implement into your routine and keep it going for longer, because the name of the game is consistency. That's literally it. There's no get slim quick scheme out there, and if there is, how healthy is it? And again, it's all about what is sustainable, what can you do forever, what can you do long term. I think when you get to that point of thinking, that's really going to be, the game changer for you. And that's what it was for me. Listening to my body has been one of the things that have really helped. I think sometimes you just want to overdo it, but there's no point, because your body will tell you, please sis, what are we doing? That one is much. So yeah, listening to your body, taking in what your body needs, resting when you need to rest, taking a day off when you need to take a day off, do it. And I just think your body will thank you for it. When you're starting out, I think you will fail. I started and stopped so many times. I think I spent the first 3 months starting and stopping, but I think it's all about getting back on the horse and riding. That sounded a bit dirty. But you get what I'm trying to say. Like, just keep it going. When you fall, get back up and keep going. Like, you will eventually, you know, create this new habit. That's what I did. So yeah, I want to say thank you to Fiona for her suggestion on this video. If there's a video that you would like me to create, then let me know in the comments down below and I'll be happy to create it. I would love to hear from you guys. Did you find this video helpful? If you did, what was the part that you took away? Leave it in the comments down below because it helps me to make more content. Yeah, let me know down in the comments, like, what are you going to be taking from this video? What are you going to try and implement? What are your takeaways from this video? Like, let me know. Let's get talking in the comments down below. If you're doing this with a workout buddy, share this video with your workout buddy so that you can both be on the same page and get it together. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and do hit the notification bell to be notified for my next video because I am making them. Do check out my other videos if you do like this one, and more is coming your way. Follow me on social media. I am /@WandaysWorld on everything. So if you want to see behind the scenes or see what I'm up to day to day, like, give me a follow, let me know you've watched this video, and let's get talking in the comments or in the DMs. So yeah, thanks guys, thanks for watching, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye.